Well, Mason and I went and got the the brand new ripper tooth yesterday. Here goes the hot rodder. For digging out all these stumps, we're working on a tree project out here. There's a big ditch that runs through this, and we're trying to drain all this wetland down here that should be farmed. The ditch kind of starts right here. So we got most of these trees either ripped down with the backhoe or cut down with the saws. And the problem you run into when you dig out all these stumps with a bucket is you end up with such a big crater in the ditch you got to fix when you get them all out. So we've been told by guys who do this kind of work that the ripper tooth, the frost tooth, is the best way to do it, because you can rip the stumps roots out and then you don't make such a big mess. So we're gonna see how she works right now, see if we can't rip the thing apart right away. So he breaks the roots and the stumps, and then it'll hopefully come out a little easier, is the goal. We might want to flip the thumb up just so it's not in his way, but I don't know if it will be or not. Not to mention, when you use your bucket for this, it's really hard on the bucket. Problem is, all the roots in the bank right there probably need to be ripped. There, you got one. There you go. You can about imagine you're gonna have to dig the dirt out to here when you use the bucket. There you go. Just like that. Now he's just got to do that about 700 times, and he might like the thumb down actually for pulling the stump out. You might still be able to grab it with the, oh, that's nice. The hooker kind of just hooks into the stump and pulls it out. There you go. See, now you still got a mess, but you don't have, the dirt 5 feet back gone, because there you go. And then he uses his thumb, and every time it does drop, it drops more dirt off of it, so that's good. But I'm guessing a lot of these stumps are going to end up in them woods right there. So well, you guys got to see the frost tooth in its nicest form with full paint on it. After today, she's going to look a lot different. You can see it already scratched most of the paint off of it. So, but that's what it's used for. So, we're going for one across the ditch, I see. This is what happens when you don't keep your ditches clean. I mean, we run into it everywhere, and we've got a lot of farms that are this way. It's a lot of work to keep them in good shape, but this ditch is probably damn near a mile long. So we've got a lot of time spent out here ripping these stumps out. There you go, that worked pretty good. That one's gonna come a little easier. I really like how little bit of a mess it makes of the ditch bank. Otherwise you just spend after you get them all out, you spend so much time cleaning up the big craters that you make in the side of the ditch. Then you almost have to dig the ditch out, let it all drain, and then come back and fix it in a few years when the dirt is dried out a little more, and it's kind of a pain. So hopefully this will speed up the actual ditching project too. There it comes. I guess I lied. I like the thumb. I think he's gonna like the thumb down to actually grab the stumps and pull them out of there, just like he has been. It's gonna work pretty good. We'll see if we can get his feedback on what he thinks. I'm guessing he's liking it. A little better than the bucket.
It'll do.
I like how it doesn't make a huge crater in the ditch.
Oh yeah.
And you don't have to, like, otherwise, like this one, you would have had to dig back to here, you know, to get all the.
Well, and your bucket is wide. It's 3 foot wide.
Right.
So every scoop you take, you have 3 foot here, 3 foot here,
Right.
3 foot here.
No matter the size of the stump, it's, you know, at least 6 feet wide. Usually probably 8 or 10.
Take anything out, it's 6 feet wide.
Right.
And the ditch is the hardest spot. Like in flat ground, you can get any stump out with it because you can work all the way around it.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking too, like, while you're sitting where you are, if you reach this way and rip the back of it a little bit, it'd probably come out, like, as you're working your way down the ditch, you know, before you get to it. If you can rip on the back side, that'd probably, you know, before you move ahead.
Yeah.
You can rip on the back side, and you rip here, and then move ahead and rip this one out, and then move ahead.
Well, the more angles you get on it, the better off you're
Yep.
gonna
Well, it looked the nicest it was gonna.
Yeah, yep.
But that's what it's for. So what are you gonna do? Look at it?
Yeah.
At first I thought maybe you wouldn't like the thumb down if it was getting in your way, but you're definitely gonna want it for pulling the stump out.
Otherwise you're gonna have to. Needs a hydraulic thumb, and then it'll be really nice.
Yeah.
Because it is in the way if the stumps are like. I have them cut them high, so they don't have to bend over.
And you got some leverage on them.
Leverage on them, but then that sometimes gets in the way of them.
Yeah. But it's a lot easier to get them out of the ditch when you can pin them against it.
I was going to be able to grab them with this.
Yeah. Seemed to work pretty good.
But you can see on that stump, it's already like. And it's nice because you leave some roots in the ditch.
Yeah, and the ditch will hold.
The ditch will.
Yep. And then when you scoop it out, you don't have to fix the ditch. You know, because like when you'd scoop the sediment out, you'd have to put it in the hole to make your ditch bank, and then it would.
Do that because then it just fills back.
Yeah, just the next rain, it just slushes back into the ditch, and then you gotta mess again.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's gonna work pretty good. I think you got a long way to go.
Yep. There's a lot of stumps.
Yep. Some of them bigger ones, the thing is you're gonna spend the time on it either way. This is gonna definitely make it faster. So.
Right. Well, the problem is with the bucket, you're taking 3 feet of the roots at once. Well, you can't break them all. You can't get right next to the stump and break them.
Right. Yeah. Because you're using so much power to dig the dirt too, and not to mention it just destroys your bucket, ripping roots out with the teeth.
Like this is pretty heavy clay, so it just digs that much harder too.
Yep.
So there's that.
Now you just need a 450.
A bigger one of these.
Right. Honestly, it'd be nice with 2 backhoes. You could just rip them, and then the guy behind you could pull them out. You know, but it ain't too bad. You're already pulling on it. You're already right there. Just swinging it out's the easy part.
Right.
You know.
I have to go through with our forestry rake and clean the ditch out after I get all these stumps out.
Yep. Get all the crap pulled out of there. That'll be nicer too, because we made that forestry rake so you can scoop that stuff out and you don't get so much dirt. Otherwise, you were taking the ditching bucket and scooping it, and then when you dumping the dirt on top of it all. Then you gotta sort through all that, you know, later on when you push it out. Then you're out there in the mud picking up all the sticks because we got to disc through that. So we're getting better. Every year we get a new tool to make it a little bit easier. So, well, I'm gonna go back to the farm and work on my sprayer.
All right.
You have fun.
Well, I will.
It's a good time.
It's a great time.
All right.
It's fun using a new toy.
Right, for 20 minutes, and then you're right back to...
Well, either way, I have to do this, so...
Yeah, if it makes it easier, that's what it takes.
Yeah, don't get stuck because I'm not pulling you out. It's a little hairy getting out of here.
Yeah, I'll film me bombing.
You might want a little more speed than you came.
Yeah, I came in at about 40.
Yeah. When I left here last time,
Did you make a little loop and get a run at it?
yeah, a little run at it.
Is that way easier? Is it...
I got stuck that way, and I haven't gotten stuck this way.
All right, well then I'll go that way. We got
I would go a little bit farther.
away from the mud. Yeah.
But then you can't angle it over there either. It's a tree.
I'll just come around. You get some video of it from the... You swing around and get some video of it. Cause I'm just gonna send it. We got the red Rado, so she's a hot rod.
She is a hot rod.
The bedside's about to fall off of her, but
That's fine.
that's fine. All right, have fun. Here goes the hot rodder. Reason we can't have nothing nice. He's got to cut her up. You know, you can't. You see him? There he is. Yep, it ain't focused. They made her. Well, we made her out. On the way in, I just turned the traction control off, but for all you guys with Chevy trucks out there, I don't think a lot of people know this. If you hold down the traction control button, it'll turn the traction control off and a thing called StabiliTrack, and then you get like the old trucks, no traction control at all. It's just wide open, letting her rip. So for everybody with a Chevy truck, hold down, or GMC, hold down the traction control button for a few seconds and you'll see the traction control will turn off right away, and then if you just keep holding it, the StabiliTrack will turn off, and then you got a way better chance of getting out. So, little fun fact of the day. I don't think a lot of people know that.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.